Alright, let's go meet Shenhe. Wait. Basta yun, Garud.
I
Tsaka
have
Mud,
gathered
oo, Mud
everyone
din.
here today to make an important announcement.
Okay. Hello, Ningguang.
Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Let's go. She
Rebuild
rich
the
now.
Jade Chamber? That's a huge project.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
Ah, Sokka.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project.
Wow.
Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled.
Yeah,
3 key
Ilocano
items
na si
are,
Dennis.
however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Oh, they can't provide these. Unfortunately.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float.
Oh.
Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself.
Well, those are the main ingredients
Although
of the
these
Jade
3
Chamber,
items
so
are
that they can
rare,
get it float.
I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer.
That is...
I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These are merchants, and basically, if you ask anything from Ningguang, it's like you've asked practically the secret to the market, and then you'd make a lot of sales. That's why it's definitely really important, and they definitely want to join up in this challenge.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year,
Then
They
it's
just
the
want
deal
songs.
of a
Yes.
lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
He has a nice accent, this Hongfei dude. Alright, he's already found his sword.
oh no. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Alright, good luck everyone.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
Let's get involved. Oh, that's probably where we're gonna look for Adepti.
So
look
you
for
heard my
sigils.
announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested?
Can I really ask you anything at all? Can we finally ask about our brother?
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
She probably isn't knowledgeable about that.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Oh yeah?
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space.
This
The
is a
abandoned
scam.
mine outside the Golden House has been
I know,
selected
right?
as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Alright. Cozy.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am,
There.
you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private.
Oh.
We can get
Here
down
are
to
the
brass
scammers.
tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on! Don't go! Why don't you stand there after her?
Oh, right, yeah.
Alright, yeah. Bruh. Qiang the Brave. Or Qiang. Shenhe, ma'am. Verb wants some screen time, I know, right? I am very much tempted to do this.
We said we had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
This is why Burb don't need screen time. It's tempting. Oh no! Sorry, Kuzi. I'm running low on foul meat, so gotta grab what I could.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run. Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Scam
Boss,
us.
I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you, I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses! I know you have money. I saw you.
Saw her what?
Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites.
Eh?
Then Shinue kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare
Oh, dear.
change, huh?
I wonder why she was doing that.
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Oops.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
Good luck, boss.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Trying to intimidate people into doing business.
Oh, you again.
Oh, they already know their antics.
What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business. I swear.
Oh, they're already...
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
We're already infamous for doing stuff.
Don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
The hooligans. Okay, now we can talk with the old lady with white hair. You alright?
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe.
Alright,
Paimon's
Paimon.
name is, well, Paimon.
That took
And
forever.
this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Oh, I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
Bruh.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws?
You not heard of the law, Shenhe?
No, apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
She's hungry again.
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest.
She's so honest.
Wait, that's right. They said
Sana
you went
all.
around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals.
So was she just picking up the Chingsin, glaze lily, and violet grass out of those foods she was ordering?
Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Booba Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal.
Big medicinal
After
meal.
all, you can't work on an empty stomach.
A big medicinal meal, is it?
Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus?
How do you know?
Seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other adepti, though? Paimon's super curious.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind
That's
of
a lot.
prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Oh no, she took everything in stock.
Thank you.
That's it. Just a few.
She's really eating them.
What the hell?
My hunger has now abated. Thank you.
How did they taste?
Rather awful.
What?
Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough, Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development.
Oh.
Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains.
But I mean,
That proves it. Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
if you sampled it,
enough about
you'd,
me.
You'd remember
What
the
are
taste
your
and you'd
plans from
want
here?
it.
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win!
She probably doesn't care about
Were you
it.
interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
Probably not.
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining
Oh,
the
she's
contest.
here to help.
However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Sana all sexy pa rin kahit kain ng kain, Shenhe.
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great!
Damn, she really
Paimon
has
bets this is gonna be the awesomest
a
plan
very
ever!
minimalistic.
I am not sure
clothing.
whether or to what extent this
Lots of
plan
holes,
can be
too.
classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us.
Oh dear lord.
Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Oh dear, she wants to
Really?
take out the competition.
But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay?
I mean, she's sharing clothes with Ganyu. I
Sunset
know, right?
Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plustrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there.
Oh.
So, it's you.
Baishu,
Baishu's English
what are
voice
you
is
doing out here?
really fascinating.
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
What?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now.
Chi-Chi.
I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here though, you seem to know a lot.
Good luck, Probby.
Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of Plustrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds.
What?
It's very rare indeed.
Rocks
As
go up
far
into
as the
the
records
clouds.
show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks,
Okay,
Baishu.
You cool?
You're
Thanks,
quite
Baishu.
welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Why is he so nice? I guess Chi-Chi gonna do construction work? Because Chi-Chi doesn't need sleep, I guess. And she'd be perfect for work, I guess. That's why Lady Ningguang borrowed her.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh, sorry.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
Oh, okay.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Bro,
Hey,
you just
Xingqiu,
give your job
glad you're
to your
here.
master.
We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment.
I wonder if we're gonna find
Shu,
Chongyun as
I
well.
need to entertain some
This
guests.
Archon Quest.
Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
Live in peace, brother. I guess.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Shenhe is just so quiet
Oh, I
behind
see.
us.
So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean...
What's with that
The
really
truth
long
is,
pauses?
the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million more.
Damn,
500 million?!
for one piece. I don't think I can afford it.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But without any Sunset
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Excuse me?
Who?
Nope.
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away.
Oh, he's an Adeptus.
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some sunset vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, disrespectful? With him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him. Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that? Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go.
Just a rumor in the mountains. Weird woman.
There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine.
Well, if you're good friends with Ganyu.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Or wait, Archon Quest.
Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long. So please, be very careful.
Alright, we're going into a domain.
We will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Gotta keep our eyes peeled for chests. Search for the abode around Lisha. Oh, it's just nearby. Okay. That's it? Just a dot in the road?
Xingqiu said it should be around
It's his
here.
boyfriend's aunt.
But Paimon doesn't see anything.
Bro. My good friend, he said. Nice! A secret passageway towards vermilionite.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Alright.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep,
I don't trust
let's take
that
another
good
look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
A new Sealy. Indeed, we've definitely cleared out all the Sealies in this area now. Definitely a new Sealy. This shall be our guide. Okay, here we go.
What? Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here?
A different dimension.
Oh, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
Uh-oh.
I believe
I don't
this
like
is
heights.
the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh? Isn't that the Sealy from before? Look, it's gone and snuck beneath the clouds. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
Yes.
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning.
Oh.
If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
Yeah. We'd better be careful not to miss any chests.
Unleash!
Got it and use. No! Are we too late? Oh, okay. Still here. Hello, Exit.
Whoa! We're gonna fall!
Looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
This. Wait.
We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. Ah! So high.
Oh.
Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently.
Just start here, I suppose. I see one.
Hey! Well, that Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with it.
One. Where the Celius? No chest still.
Look, over there! Could that be the Sunset Vermilionite?
A huge chunk of rock.
Is this it? Is this the Sunset Vermilionite?
Make use of elemental sight if you're looking for chests. They light up as gray. Oh yes. Thanks, QZ. I should do that.
It's so huge!
So is the Jade Chamber.
That's true, but then again, why isn't it floating?
Plaustrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrate reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Oh.
Wow, Shenhe, you seem to know everything about this.
Yeah, I should talk
Only
down on us.
because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story after story. I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely!
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful!
Will she activate
Please
it?
don't
and-
worry. I'm well aware that a plaustrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged.
Paimon meant you, Shenhe.
My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are.
She's probably gonna
Gotta
activate
be
it and
extra
then
careful when lifting heavy
lead it
objects.
towards
It's just common sense.
Ningguang or something.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the plaustrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself?
Oh no, we only found 5 chests.
Adepti super strength much?
Adepti super
We can't
strength.
slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Whoops. Are we dead?
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
Okay.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those Adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
That's not how it works.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations. This item is approved
She
for
work up
submission.
more than you do, guys.
I'm going to award you
Indeed.
full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe and Ningguang's little helper.
Ningguang's little helper?
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest plaustrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
All right, Baiwen.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing,
Workout.
right?
Yeah. She does a lot of training.
In truth, it is the finest piece of plaustrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction.
Alright.
As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Bye, Wen.
Shenhe! Shenhe! Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises!
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it?
She doesn't care.
Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold her head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before.
Oh, you're immune to them now?
They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
She's not an adeptus.
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Hi there. Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts.
Oh, so it wasn't the
business
makeshift
is
hotel.
booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
Juan is his name. Or Juan.
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just through the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a
What the heck?
huge grilled chicken drumstick
Paimon
before.
peeking on other people's food.
Let's buy one for Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
See you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. See you tomorrow.
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here?
Just really loud.
Let's go and say hi.
Of course it's food. Of course it indeed is. Paimon always thinking about food because she doesn't want to be eaten as emergency food.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Shenhe.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kinda disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Shenhe. Why does she stress the huh so
All
much?
Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what? What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Yes.
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave.
Shenhe.
One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
Damn, she's Hercules.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her.
Yeah, Shenhe is...
That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day.
Homicidal urges.
Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours,
It's literally
please be
raining
sure
and
to
you still
treasure the
continue to talk.
gift that fate has given you. And take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
She's gonna say no.
You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows.
She's always in denial like this.
Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm.
Another storm is here.
If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control.
Oops.
Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching.
Yeah, and we're being
Be
rained on,
sure
bro.
to get ample rest.
Now we gotta get a really long bath.
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Hey! So, Shenhe...
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it?
Yeah. Master has probably saw. Master probably saw
I'd
you seeing
intended
us.
to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is
Ano sinasabi nitong energy bar?
very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an Adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit.
Aw.
Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend.
Well, we already have two
For
Adeptus
this,
friends.
I'm very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Vodka energy
Got
bar.
it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do.
Papa.
I must say I like the title, friend, very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other two items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going.
You're still calling her a little helper. She's gonna get angry again.
Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any.
How you doing?
If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly.
Sino ba kasing nagpainggit sa'yo?
Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night.
Ito ba?
There
Grilled
was a
chicken
place
drumsticks?
just outside. Here's
Here we
one
go
for you,
again.
Shenhe. Try it. They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Aw, check.
Look! Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky!
That's good. P-break all you want. Alright. Your friends list on Genshin full? Yeah, unfortunately, Eternal. It's full right now. I've already, what do you call this? I've already blocked friends, actually. And added in new friends again. But yeah. List is full again.
But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
We need Adepti sigils, I guess.
Hey, Bylin! And hey, Beto! And hey!
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains
Oh, you should really add
balanced.
more capacity in this.
Before we
I know,
find
right?
some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
What do they call this? All this work for just an answer to a question from Ningguang.
Beidou, you're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Why is...
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew.
Why is it like every new character these days in Genshin Impact that we're going to meet for an Archon Quest does not have friends? And then we're like their first friend or something. We got Ayaka, now we got Shenhe. Also Chongyun, he doesn't have friends other than Shincho. So like we're their second friend, I guess. Who else? Who else doesn't have friends? Well, a lot of them have like innuendos of not having friends. Or is that the right term? But yeah, anyway, there's like they are really low on friends or something, and we're like one of the nicest friends they ever met or something. I have a surprise for, but maybe soon, eh? Okay. Oh, we shall wait on that surprise, Sammy. But thanks.
Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed.
Chongyun and Shincho also have Shangling as a friend. Oh, I see. Oh, they're friends with them. It's a secret. Alright, Sam. Now I'm getting intrigued. What could it be? But yeah, I like Yunjin's voice in English VA as well. I haven't been listening to Japanese VA for some time. I've mostly been using English.
To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side. Wow! So it looks like the three of us are competitors now!
And we got the biggest rock, sorry.
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
I don't have any
In that
questions for
case,
Ningguang.
I have
Like,
a
she
proposal
doesn't
to
give
make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to
Doesn't give a
procure all
corgi's
3
butt about it.
materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us.
Oh.
Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think?
I just hope I don't want to tell it because it's gonna spoil
How
you.
does it change things exactly?
Bro, you already said it. Now I'm so
I
curious.
think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to
here.
get our
Hello,
hands on it.
Exler.
The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it,
the other two can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores.
Alright.
From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Suling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Sounds good.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory.
Alright,
I'm gonna take off.
Let's go.
See you later.
See ya.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang, Yunjin? I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion. Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it. The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
It could be Shenhe.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf, or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
How do you not
My
know
name
Yunjin?
is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself.
Damn, now he's suddenly so bashful.
You're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber. The types of ore needed to make wonder cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't suppose you've brought any yourselves?
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Fortunately, we're noobs, and we need to ask you for it.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions.
Oh, okay. She'll go look.
It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, that's trickier. It's all but unheard of on the market.
Where do we start?
I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Okay.
Mount Tianheng.
Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the Divine Damsel of Devastation also takes place on that mountain.
Yeah, I guess it's the story of
I hear the view there is
Shenhe.
quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
Fillers? A lot of fillers through the story.
I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks, and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in paradise. No wonder the legend of the Divine Damsel of Devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepti wander oft where mortals seldom stride. Indeed,
Oh, I thought she was gonna sing it in
this
opera
looks
voice.
like a place that one might expect to be frequented by Adepti. The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's the story about, though?
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool.
Do we get a
hero story? They're Paimon's favorite.
Cutscene, please.
The legend first arose in this area. It is said that there used to be a prosperous village on the mountain. In that village,
cutscene.
there was a
Just gonna
loving
say it.
couple who were completely devoted to one another. One day, a terrifying monster appeared. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his spirit and drove him to madness. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must sacrifice a child to me."
What a nasty piece of work! Ugh. Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place!
Why are you saying nasty piece of work? She's just telling you about her story,
But the
man.
monster was so
That's
terrible
rude.
and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the monster's demand.
So they
Just
sacrificed
while
a
they were
child.
discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward.
Poor child.
No! Don't do it, little girl!
You're so dramatic,
Unbeknownst to
Paimon.
anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor.
Shenhe's
Her
story.
extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world. And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air.
Look at Shenhe.
I really like this story,
I really like this story. That's it.
but
that's
I
all.
personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intention was to inspire his audience with the character of the divine damsel.
I think it's a great story. The ideal story.
Oh, it is indeed her story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go get ourselves some Star Splinter Iron! Yeah!
Bruh. Okay.
This should be enough Star Splinter Iron. Now we just need to find that Subrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Jong.
Hey, there really is someone here.
Hello, villager.
Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us, sir. Can we ask you something?
Is he meditating?
Huh. He didn't seem to catch that.
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if you happen to know anything about Subrosium.
Subrosium. What the? Is that all he could muster to
Is he
say?
trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Well, whatever. Guess we're on our own here. Shenhe, Yunjin, let's have a look around.
Say my name, Paimon.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
Oh, it's your uncle?
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. You're alive. The rumors were true. So, all these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But I think you can find some information in the village.
Why was he acting like he can't talk
This
a while ago?
place
What the
is
hell?
deserted now. No one ever comes here, so you can rummage around all you want.
Huh? You know this guy, Shenhe?
He's my Uncle the Unks.
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go and take a look around. Don't worry. Mingjun has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite safe.
Okay, then let's see what we can find in this village.
The remains of a god, an abandoned village, Mount Tianheng.
The father hanged himself on a tree. The mother died of disease, the young daughter went missing, and shortly after, the father hanged himself on a tree in the yard of his own house. Man, this is dark.
Does this mean that the true story of the divine Damsel of Devastation happened right here, in this village? The time frame certainly matches, so it seems we're in the right area. Let's keep looking around. What's this?
Illness. That he tried to use that method to revive or like cure her.
So, Shenhe is the divine damsel? Now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an adeptus, and she is about the right age. So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with her. I should have noticed it earlier. According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually the daughter of the loving couple. And she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster by her own father.
And I guess Mingjun
The
was
truth
the
is even
doctor
more
of the
lamentable
village.
than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. It wasn't her choice to enter that ghastly situation. She was forced into it. It looks like my father may need to make a few revisions to his beloved opera.
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there.
How you doing?
I came back here once before, a few years ago. Alone. I hid it from Master at the time. It was deserted then, too, except for a few low-life bandits. Everyone and everything I remembered was long gone. But as people were passing by, they stopped to admire me. They praised me, telling me I gave off the aura of an adeptus. I tried explaining to them that I wasn't an adeptus, just an ordinary person who came from this village. But no one believed me. When I saw how run down all these houses were, I felt at a loss. It was like I took a look at the world, and on the surface, it looked like a vast realm with so many places I could go. Then I looked a little closer, and there was nowhere for me to go at all.
Suddenly, so much time has gone by. Everything has changed.
There's even a background music for what Mingjun is saying.
Last time I visited, I felt so upset. But today, I don't know why, but it feels different.
It is easy for your mind to run wild when you are alone. But this time, you are with your friends, aren't you?
Yes, my friends.
Aww. That's what they were talking about. We went to eavesdrop anyway.
This is it! Basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk, and we'll find us some Subrosium!
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by. I never imagined it was you. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual. I had plenty of chances, but I couldn't bring myself to stand up to him. I just let things happen, let it all escalate. Well, we all know how that story ended. I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a chance to apologize to you.
Aw. She's here now. Mingjun.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way. There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love. Nothing.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the Adepti. So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not, the truth is, I feel nothing at all.
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhe, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhe, it brings me some solace knowing that you are okay. I'll tell you more about the old times next time we meet.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end.
And then he just ups and leaves. Alright, bye, Mingjun.
Shenhe, look! This tells us how to find Subrosium. All we gotta do is go to the middle of that lake!
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turns out that many of the details in the divine Damsel of Devastation are not true to the facts. So I'd like to change them.
Why?
Don't. I guess
I know
Shenhe
I
would
say
don't.
that opera always deviates from the truth. But now that the main character is standing right here in front of me, I cannot simply dismiss your lived experience in favor of my father's fiction.
It's okay. I like your version.
You as well? I'll give you.
Huh?
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others, just like the girl in the opera. But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity to see it for yourself yet.
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! Let's go!
What the hell, Paimon? Now everybody just staring at Paimon.
We can't let someone else beat us to it!
Thanks again, Ruby. Oops.
That's everything we need! Let's head back and report in!
What? That's it?
Oh, goodness.
So, are they okay?
This is some top quality ore you found. I think I'll get a good end product out of these.
Oh, nice.
Guess now it's my time to shine.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing?
We found
I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research for him to get up to speed.
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business. Don't worry. It won't take me too long.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils next, but where should we find items relating to the Adepti?
I'll sort that out.
Alright, Shenhe. Let's go.
Oh? You got this then?
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti for years. I know a thing or two about making sigils. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber, so she sent me to deliver some Adepti sigils to her.
Cloud Retainer
Master
actually wants
also
to help.
said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. There's so much basic knowledge that I lack. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all. But either way, I'm very glad to have met you, and I'll take care of those Adepti sigils.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink waiting for you.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts work. Maybe I'll learn something.
Nice. We don't have to look for the sigils this time. We just make it.
Whew.
It has been quite some time now.
The sigils are ready.
Quest.
Though they are in some respects inferior to my masters, I can assure you there will be no quality issues.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else gets there ahead of us.
Jeez, this Paimon, she's so competitive when she doesn't even do a thing.
Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Why do you really have to call her little like you're so big?
Already? All three of you found them together. Okay, I see.
Okay.
The Wonder Cores and Adepti sigils look good. It seems that we found our winners.
Would you look at that? Of course, for the winners.
I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are the Traveler, Yunjin,
Say my
and
name.
Beidou.
What?
Oh,
It's
nah,
over
nah,
already?
Say my name.
I haven't even found the plustrite yet.
Well, we already collected it, that's why I have nothing to look for.
I can't believe it. So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber, where Lady Ningguang is
What you
waiting
guys
for
watching
you.
out for?
Huh? Where's Beidou? She was right here.
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to. She will join later. Please come with me for now.
Alright, how would you know?
Alright then, guess we'll head on up to the Jade Chamber first. This has been a long time coming. The last time we went up to the Jade Chamber was ages ago.
Indeed. We have to collect the things we weren't able to, if they're still there. Rats, Jade Chamber.
Combine the Adepti sigils with the Wonder Cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control compartment.
Oh, control compartment.
The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, it will soar into the sky. Thank you all for your work. Now it is time for me to fulfill my promise.
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason for your involvement. You are looking for a venue for your new opera, aren't you?
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say if I proposed that we stage your first performance right here, in the newly built Jade Chamber?
What the?
The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city. It is fitting for the finest performance to be hosted in the heavens. I can think of no better stage for you than here, Miss Yun.
Wow.
Thank you, Lady Ningguang. Then I will prepare my props and other articles shortly. Please allow me to bring all these aboard the Jade Chamber.
You're quite welcome. It's truly what a good opera deserves.
Alright, let's finish this story.
You're next. What is your question?
Alright.
I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts. Please, don't waste your question on this matter.
Oh.
Wow. You're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh well. Guess Paimon will ask a question then.
What the heck, Paimon?
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital, connections,
She already knows
sensitivity
the
to the
answers to what
trends, and
questions we might
instinct for
have.
what is a good opportunity. All of these traits are crucial. If you want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you an answer. But that is not to say that it will work for you.
Oh, look at that. She's just gonna give us
Paimon
an
hadn't even asked the question
business
yet.
opportunity right off the bat.
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, you helped me rebuild the Jade Chamber,
You
and I
have?
intend to repay you handsomely for it.
Wait, she's your auntie.
So I promise you that should
Good
you
night,
one
you
day
guys.
require
Thank you again
financial
for the
assistance,
raid.
you may
See ya,
seek
see ya.
employment here. I will pay you at the highest rate of remuneration.
Oh, great! So next time we run out of Moro, we just need to come to Ningguang?
What?
No more questions from us. Shenhe, you got a question?
Wait a minute. The last question is shaped
Me?
for Beidou.
Yes, this is a group effort.
Oh.
Thank
okay.
you. But I don't have anything to ask.
Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'd urge you not to squander it.
Yeah, just don't waste it. Hold on a second. Paimon can probably think of
Hello,
another one.
Zenu. Thanks for joining the raid.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in Liyue Harbor?
Now that is an interesting question.
I just call her that because I
Liyue
like
Harbor
it.
is
Oh,
very
okay.
inclusive. As long as you respect the rules here, you will not be turned away. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging in Liyue Harbor.
Huh. A sense of belonging.
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it. It always
Oh,
requires
wait,
a
let
reason.
me give a shout out to Zenu
Perhaps
as well.
someone you've met, or something you've experienced
Shout out to
here.
Zenu. Thanks for
Or
joining the
perhaps you
raid.
enjoy the atmosphere of
Appreciate
Liyue, and you will become accustomed to it. In short, everyone needs a reason to stay. I hope you can find yours soon.
I see.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet. I'm a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou. It's your turn. Do you have a question for Ningguang?
All that hard work for an answer
Me?
to a question.
Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out, so I figured I may as well get involved with the contest. Ningguang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millilith have set up an ambush.
Oh.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back. Stay alert.
Beidou? Ningguang? What are you talking about?
Beidou ship.
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. Maybe it's better that you don't know.
Why do I feel like we're just gonna burst down our Jade Chamber again?
When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked down upon Liyue Harbor far below. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade Chamber's shadow would be seen in all 7 nations of Teyvat. My wish has not changed to this very day. However, it is not only out of consideration for myself that I have built the Jade Chamber anew at this time. I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, bearing witness to the prosperity and peace of the human world. And I hope that you can all witness it with me.
Hello as well, Jopo.
Let the Ascension
DMD.
ceremony
Thanks
commence!
for joining the raid. Ascension ceremony, let's go. Streamer, so I just raid. Okay. Thanks for the alert, Jopo, and the follow. Appreciate you joining the raid. What the hell? We're gonna throw it back down again. We just built this. I haven't even looked inside.
Right on cue. The Avenger of the Vortex by
The Avenger.
Osial's wife. final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming!
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Oh, I see.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the Adepti.
No.
Huh?
In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone!
Okay. Oh wow, what just that? Jeez. And here we got the Ching. Some really huge cannons. Poor Osial's wife. Oh, now we've got Beidou's fleet. Nice. Look at that cinematic, man. Look at that. Jeez. Oh, good night as well, Energy Bar. Thank you so much for this place in our chat. Jake, yes, go, Jake.
All hands! Tsunami incoming!
Tsunami incoming! Run! Run, Beidou! Like we're watching anime.
Wait! A giant wave!
How do we stop this? God, you freeze it over. And our favorite one-star sword. Uh-oh. Traveler! Oh, Shenhe. That kind of looked like Kea for a moment.
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all.
Poor Shenhe.
At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day
Good
that
night,
you can
Rui.
truly become part of human society.
And then everyone spent the sleep as well. Now we go to see Shenhe's redemption arc, I guess. Well, I mean, there's nothing to redeem other than the fact that she's just sleeping. Throws the ocean over. Oh, okay. Something even God you couldn't do when she dies DPS so far. Really placing quite an importance towards Shenhe in this story arc. What? She's gonna step on Osial's wife's head. No, I'm not gonna sleep. Oh, alright. Let it go. Indeed. Oh,
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk!
Would you look at
I
that?
hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We'll help too!
Welcome to our stream. Alright. You good?
I'm just a little exhausted. Otherwise, fine. I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't expect you to follow me.
Aw.
Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll likely seek refuge somewhere else.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water. It didn't take too much effort to finish the job.
Good. So the crisis has been safely averted. When you visit the Jade Chamber in the future, you will be afforded generous treatment.
Yay!
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding waters have returned to normal.
Thank you. How are the Millilith?
Fair enough, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for the Shout out, and Skyrim is fun. Nice. Glad to see you here, Equality. Glad to have you. How's New Year for you? Kind of having a sore throat because I ate too much sweets, to be honest. But either way, otherwise I'm okay. How are you, Equality? How's your New Year?
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were minimal.
You
Of
still had
course,
losses,
we owe
though.
huge thanks to this young lady for her help. On behalf of the entire Millelith, thank you for your service.
Just like the hero in the story.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the compliments.
Aw.
I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I just wanted to protect you.
Another member
Let
of
the
our
soldiers
harem.
recuperate.
Of Traveler's
But
harem.
don't let your guard down. If she returns with a vengeance, we must be prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it not been for Shenhe.
She's just so in
That
denial.
I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more arduous. If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
Oh man.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself compelled to admit that you have evidenced some degree of novel thinking.
Okay.
You
Damn,
have
she doesn't
learned
even
from
wanna-
past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance. This is considerable progress compared to the last time. Hence, on
doesn't wanna
balance,
acknowledge her at all.
one finds your performance during this trial satisfactory enough. But there will no doubt be further trials to come in the future. Do not suppose that one will not continue observing you hereafter.
Alright, immortal being. The New Year is fantastic. I'm well, thank you for asking. I hope and trust your throat will feel better soon. But glad to hear you're well other than that. Thank you so much, Equality. And thank you for dropping by our stream.
While the
Appreciate ya.
position of Tianquan remains mine, I will
Tianquan.
always ensure Liyue's safety.
Shenhe, one saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed the air of dejection in which you returned. Hopefully this trip to
Canon
Liyue
MCs
Harbor
either,
has
then
been a
Shenhe is
different
part of either harem, then
experience.
yes, indeed.
Yes. I can't explain it, but I feel happier than I expected.
Well, she's not even looking at Shenhe, but
Good.
Shenhe.
Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe. She is a dear child.
Look at all those cars. I shall collect them.
In fact, one has many fond memories of Shenhe's childhood that she may be
Here we go
interested to
again.
hear about.
She's here to titter
There'll
tatter
be
again.
no need for that.
Oh. They are all like this.
They're all like this.
Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you. One shall be going homeward now.
Please, have a good rest. Come to the Jade Chamber when you have recovered your...
What the hell?
We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade Chamber and
Bro,
the fact that
dude,
Liyue
how
has
many
weathered
raids did
another
you
crisis.
Oh my goodness.
This banquet must be the most spectacular ever.
And I think that's the end of it. Alright.
Wow! Everyone's already seated!
That's a really
It's
small
Kaiman's
feast.
first time attending a banquet in the Jade Chamber. The food here looks amazing.
All of you here are my distinguished guests. I am determined that each of you thoroughly enjoys yourself.
Be right back. Na-stress na ako sa R6. R6 what? Oh my god, why do I feel like you were pulling for Shenhe's weapon? Good luck, guys. I hope you get what you're trying to wish for.
Those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine is a delight to the senses, but it is far from the only one. I trust you will find the marvelous view from the Jade Chamber to be an equally gratifying indulgence.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Oh, you look at that? That's
Sure
editing.
have.
Nice.
Honestly, it's the main reason I'm here. I've never missed any of Miss Yun's performances, and I don't intend to start now. I hear she's going to perform the Divine Damsel of Devastation today, the one written by her father. I've been so excited that I've barely slept the last few nights.
Hey,
look!
Biggest
Miss Yun is
fan.
going on stage!
Alright, let's go. Oh, it's a solo performance. Alrighty. I wonder how she changed the narrative.
神女披冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。知道为民言不实，自有知音和情字。功名烈烈见了心，只知无头绪。彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
Oh man.
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
It was beautiful. Paimon wants to learn too.
Was busy with recording some songs.
It was
Alright,
wonderful.
Even, I really appreciate
Also,
you for dropping by. Before we
thank
can
you.
end.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the Divine Damsel of Devastation is a more nuanced tale than ever. The play has an ending, but life goes on. I believe you will find a way to fit in Liyue Harbor.
Aw.
Thank you. I think I've found the opportunity I needed to change.
Ms. Yun, here you are. Great to see you. Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Yeah, that's it, like an Adeptus. Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The Divine
I'm just
Damsel
watching
herself.
here. Alright. Why does he
And
sound
look who
so
else
familiar?
we have here, the illustrious traveler.
I wonder.
Well, I'll be. This was definitely worth showing up for. Let me pull up a chair, all right. We'll all have a friendly chat, get better acquainted.
Time to run.
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own choice.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
this feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her old self again.
She still has a long way to go.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.
I mean, he's definitely being rude. Alright. That is it. The crane returns to the wind. Dragon airs false spin. What is this? Or is it? So, Baptismal Bishops. Oh, we just get those as freebies, and then we'll have to go look for them in economy as soon to level
Every
up.
journey
Shenhe.
has its final day.
Do we need to level up
Don't
Shenhe?
rush.
Or probably an upcoming character.
To act, one must first feel. After our trip to Mount Tianheng together, I felt much more in touch with the character today. I believe I was able to deliver a more profound performance because of it.
Looks like a movie.
Next time I have a new opera, may we study the character together again.
Unfortunately, I haven't watched Steven Universe. We are talking about the same Steven, right?
Now that I think about it, I'm glad Master sent me here to deliver the sigils. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the chance to meet you.
Alright, welcome to
I'm
the
sure I
harem,
have much to
Shenhe.
learn from you in the future.